The NBA rookies, LeBron James, All-Star Weekend, Jalen Hurts, the rookies of the NFL, and the Tyrant. That is all the topics of the 8th episode of the 2nd season of Friday Round Leagues with Jon Gordon. I'm Jon Gordon, and in this show, every single Friday, I'll be here to tell you about the most recent news that's happening around the major leagues. Welcome in, and let's get started. Alrighty, I'm in a new setup. I want to look a little more professional. So, I'm here, and I'm ready. And let's start off with the NBA rookies. Alrighty, so it's through Summer League now. We're almost done. And some rookies are really looking good. This class is looking really, really good. Some shout-outs to, Caleb Wilson and, LeBaron Philon. LeBaron is really, making his way through, really looking polished. Going to make a good, role player, maybe even a starter for the Sixers. And Caleb Wilson is, already breaking records, as a rookie. And then, shout out to AJ DeBanza and Darren Peterson and also Caleb Wilson again for making the top 6 of, scores in the Summer League for this year. And then, all the other rookies are just looking really, really polished. I'm really excited to see this class actually play. And, people say don't look at, the stats for Summer League because it doesn't really matter. But right now, I'm just seeing pure talent from this rookie class, and I'm ready to see them in season. And then let's switch off to the man of the hour, or days. LeBron James still hasn't made a decision. LeBron, please make a decision. We're all on the edge of our seats, and you are pulling the heartstrings off everyone. It's just crazy. He has been hinting at some teams, but has not made a real definite answer to tell us what team he is going to. Please let us know. No one knows when LeBron is going to make his decision, but when he does, it is going to shake up the world. I'm waiting, and waiting. And when that happens, I will have the report, and I will be going crazy because LeBron finally signs with the team. But not right now. We're still waiting. And then that's all for the NBA. Let's switch off to the MLB. And let's talk about the All-Star Weekend. Alrighty, so it started off with the Home Run Derby. And some familiar things happened. Some really, really familiar things happened. And it revolves around Kyle Schwarber and a rookie, newcomer. Because Jordan Walker, a newcomer from the St. Louis Cardinals, was able to beat Kyle Schwarber in the finals of the Home Run Derby. Does that sound a little familiar? Some player beating Kyle Schwarber in the finals who's, an up-and-coming newcomer. And who was that player? Oh, yes, his teammate, Bryce Harper. This takes us back to 2018 when they faced each other in the finals of that Home Run Derby when Bryce Harper was able to win. And it happens again to Schwarbom's Kyle Schwarber. I'm very sorry, Kyle, but, you're not going to win one this time. Jordan Walker stole it from under you. And then let's talk about the All-Star Game, because it was an absolute bloodbath. The American League was able to destroy the National League 4-0. Yes, 4-0. It was crazy. The National League got nothing. They really couldn't find anything. They really couldn't find any rhythm, pitching, hitting, fielding. It just didn't work. And Cody Bellinger for the AL, for the American League, was able to win the MVP. He had a really good game. He had, some really good hits. He had some really good RBIs to, lead his team to victory. And then that is all for the MLB. Let's switch off to the NFL, and let's talk about these pretty stellar rookies from this NFL class. I've been watching, training camp, and I've been, seeing all these players, and so far, there is real promise for this rookie class. I see Mekhi Lemon from, Philadelphia. He's going to be making a big role, more than anybody could expect. He's going to be, a really focal point of this team, the wide receiver 2 position with Devontae Smith. And then, Carnell Tate is going to be, the real, number 1 wide receiver for Cam Ward, who's, still developing. And he's going to get that, X factor receiver who's going to, learn with him. And it's gonna be a good duo this year. And there's just, a bunch of other rookies that are, making highlight plays and really showing us that, they're going to be substantial starters, or, some going to make some sort of substantial play, over the season that, we don't see coming. But, there was speculation now that, something might happen. And then let's talk about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is, an incredible quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, Jalen Hurts. He's still to this day, getting underrated. Yes, underrated. And this time, it's by the Madden guys. It is by the Madden guys. Because Jalen Hurts was given an 83 overall rating. The 15th best quarterback. There are quarterbacks on there that I looked that are not better than Jalen Hurts. I am telling you right now, this is Jalen Hurts' revenge year. He will come back and show everyone that that 83 overall rating, it's not who he is. It is not who he is. And I'm ready to see it happen. Hopefully, he can take the Eagles on another run to the Super Bowl, become 2-time Super Bowl champion, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, Jalen Hurts. And now, for the biggest news, let's talk about a tyrant making his return. And who's this tyrant? Aaron Donald. If you know that name, you should be as scared as I am for the rest of the league. He's signing back with the Rams. He's unretiring and going back to the Rams. He's pairing up with Myles Garrett to make that team even more stacked, even more scary. I'd say one of the scariest teams in the whole NFL. I don't think anyone is going to be able to stop that duo, because even, having just Myles Garrett, you have to double team him. What's going to happen with Aaron Donald? Are you going to have to use your whole offensive line just to get those 2 players? And what happens with the rest of, the team? You never know. You can't really, make a game plan for 2 of the top stars. One who's making his return and one who just got 22.5 sacks from last season. It's going to be really scary. And, the league has been put on notice. But that is all I have for the 8th episode of the 2nd season of Friday Night Leagues with Jon Gordon. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your time. And please subscribe.